Welcome to my tarot card reading for June 2016. Remember, this is a general reading for social, political, financial, and economic events around the world. Okay, this is intended to give an idea what probably are going to be the tendencies, major tendencies around the world. We have here the Sun, we have Oya, we have Oshun, and next to it we have the Four of Cups, Neptune, Cancer, and the Sun, Leo, Aries, the Sun, and Gemini is also there. Notice that we have Oshun and Oya upside down, letting us know that there's something that is going to be stagnant. Things are not going to be flowing as intended. There's going to be a slowdown. Okay, so we can see here the economically and financially, the economy is going to start becoming sluggish. So don't be surprised if the word recession start making its way, and it started like being pronounced quite often during June. I already mentioned this on May, and now in June we are going to start seeing the same topic. April, May, June, the topic of recession is going to start becoming more and more obvious especially during June. Okay, I mentioned that in May and April, and June, don't be surprised if we start hearing the word recession a little bit more. Okay, that's financially and economically speaking. Politically, we have here Neptune, and then we have Aries, and then we have Aries. Remember that Aries is a warrior. Aries is a pioneer. It's the one that initiates. And then we have the Sun here, the Orisha cards, that for me is also the principle of creation. Something that gives birth, is initiated, or something along that line. And what we're going to start seeing is war. Then the question is, what kind of war? Considering that Neptune is related with the ocean, water, we have to then start thinking a lot about warships, submarines, or anything related with water. Because this is also related with Neptune. Things are done secretly. So we have to start thinking about a different kind of war. It could be a cold war, and I believe that I mentioned that on May or April, one of those two. And we're going to start seeing again the topic of cold war being present. So we have to, pay attention to that. Socially, like I said, stagnation, but it's going to make more sense later on when we start seeing the rest of the reading. But we're going to start seeing, what's the best word? Socially, people are going to be affected, economically, financially, in all these aspects, because there's stagnation going on. So we're going to start seeing that. I don't want to give more information, because the rest of the reading is going to give more details to it. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, let's start with the rest of the reading. We have the first week of June. The first week of June is represented by the tarot card of the Sun, and there's a lot of Sun cards, as you can see, and this one in particular is talking about the main topic is protectionism. The society is going to be claiming for protection. But this time, this protection is seen as something that is really needed. So don't be surprised if laws are established with the purpose to protect the borders of countries. Don't be surprised if laws are established to protect from a perceived evil. Perceived evil. Okay? But people are going to welcome that. They're not going to protest. They're going to see that as something good. And we have here the Ace of Wands that is letting us know that there's going to be laws enacted with that sole purpose. There are going to be laws that are going to protect the people from the boogeyman, if you want to see it that way. Then the second week of June 2016, we have the Strength, and this is all about control, manipulation. Financially, economically, could mean that there are more fiscal and monetary policies around the corner, more quantitative easing, more negative interest rates in the horizon. There is the expector of a possible recession. That's why we're seeing intervention, market intervention during the second week. It could mean also political intervention in a different country. They're intervening for whatever reason. Okay? Then by the third week of June, this card is all about fear, being reluctant, apprehension. And when we look at the tarot card next to the Judgment card, what we're going to start seeing is that we have the seven of staff. The seven of staff, and this, you see a man trying to keep at bay the rest of the staff, the clubs. So this is being defensive. This is a kind of protection, a protective mechanism that is going to be enacted, that is going to be enforced during the third week of June. But this is going to be enacted or enforced due to fear. Okay? Fear is the driving force here, asking for protection. And then by the last week of June 2016, what we have is the Four of Swords. And this one is all about action, taking action. That's a very broad term. It could mean many things. But when we look at the other two cards next to it, we have the Star, we have the King of Cups. And the action is obviously related with a situation that is unstable. King of Cups, something that is unstable. It could be politically, financially driven, but it is an unstable situation that requires attention and intervention from governments or central banks. Okay? We have to keep that in mind. Now, when we put all this together as horizontal and vertical line, what we have is, in a vertical line, we have the Judgment card with the Sun, and then we have fear plus protection. But this time, like I said before, the protection is welcome. There's fear. So I wouldn't be surprised, like I said before, Neptune, Aries, I wouldn't be surprised if during the third week we have a terrorist attack or something along that line that that people react in fear and they ask for protection. It could be a financial meltdown. It could be that. It doesn't necessarily has to be a meltdown, but it could be something that is significantly seen as fearful. And people are asking for government intervention so they can feel safe and protected. Okay? Then horizontally, we have the Strength with the Four of Swords. Then I'm talking about here action, right? Action, strength. So market manipulation, market intervention is obviously emphasized here. And not only that, we could also be talking about governments that are tyrannic in nature, despotic in nature. Okay, we could be seeing that. We could be seeing communities that are established or organizations that are established with the purpose to fiscally control, to monetarily supervise something. It could be a country, a state, a province, a region. We could see that as well. Okay? And when we put all this together, we start seeing the existential vortex. And the existential vortex is the tower and the fool. So it's letting us know that something is happening, something is going to happen that obviously is perceived as traumatic, like a shock, like a bombshell, something that shakes the very foundation of society, we want to call it like that. It's something that shakes, trembles the foundations of many people. Okay? And that's really what I have for you for June 2016. The tendencies here are going to be bearish, especially the first 2 weeks. Then the third week is going to be more, the first 2 weeks are going to be bullish. The third week is going to be bearish, bear market. The first 2 are going to be a bull market, and the third week again, a bear market. Then the last week is going to be seen, I'm more inclined to bullish, but at the same time it's going to be a very mixed market. Volatility index, we could say that it's going to be very, very, very very mixed, but I will have to be inclined that is on the higher level, the volatility index. Okay? And don't be surprised if the word recession starts emerging. I already mentioned about that possibility in April and May, and the tarot cards are also talking about that. Things are stagnant, recession. Okay, so we're going to start seeing that. Okay, and that's all I have for you until the next one.